So it was the Merseyside derby this weekend and it finished in a 0-0 draw. Liverpool fans were very disappointed, Everton fans a lot happier. Baz from Toffee TV joins me now to talk about the game and the secret behind what might have stopped Liverpool winning their first title in 30 years. Baz, how are you, mate, first of all?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, James.
So let's get straight into it, no messing about. The secret behind what has possibly, Liverpool fans are screaming at me right now, derailed Liverpool's title aspirations. The siren, as simple as that, just one siren seems to change it all. Explain what I'm cryptically saying to you, Baz.
The siren, yeah. Well, it's a Tony Bellew walkout theme. When he was boxing, obviously, he come out to red cards, but the siren was basically, you know, it's about to happen. And then obviously Z cars at start. And there's, like there is up and down the country, to be honest, Jay, there's a lot of people wanting the atmosphere at stadiums to be better. We are no different to Goodison. Ours is like a library. I think Liverpool have the same thing at Anfield. And when you go away with your club, obviously you sing for the whole game and it's brilliant, but a lot of teams at home are struggling with atmospheres, and we've seen the Crystal Palace Ultras creating a good bit of noise at their place. And we went over to Germany last weekend and experienced unbelievable atmospheres at Fortuna Dusseldorf and then at Borussia Dortmund on the Sunday. But those atmospheres are orchestrated by Ultras, as they're called over there. And so all week on Twitter and social media, Evertonians are being... we've got a group of Evertonians called the 1878 Originals, and they're trying to get the atmosphere better at Goodison because it is quiet. And the club had decided, unbeknown to everyone, that they were going to use this siren and Z-Car's entrance. And you know what? The crowd were already bouncing before it because the lads at the 1878 lads had tried to get the atmosphere going. Right. And then, obviously, once the siren started, it just kicked everything up a notch. So it made for a lively afternoon at Goodison.
That's got to leave you with a good feeling. You know, obviously, the result comes after it, and there could have been, we'll get into the game in a second, and it could have all been a little bit different. But just a little touch like that, it shows that it's kind of, I think we're all a bit frustrated with the way that the atmospheres are, certainly in grounds in England. I think, you know, it is different abroad, especially in Germany. But a little thing like that, it's amazing how it could just kind of just kick everyone into gear. It's amazing.
Oh, definitely. And again, you know, speaking about sound like a German football bar, and me and Ped have been like that all week. How good it is over there compared to here. But I think what they've got over there, obviously, is the standing sections, and we witnessed firsthand the rail seating, you know, safe standing, which undoubtedly makes a big difference. I mean, the Gladys seat yesterday stood up for the whole game anyway, which is arguably nowhere near as safe as what safe standing is. So we can get that into the country over here. I think that'll affect grounds up and down the country, certainly the atmosphere-wise, because I think when you're standing, it's more natural to be vocal and to get into the game a bit more.
Absolutely. You're not just, you're kind of part of it. You're part of the sort of ebb and flow of it instead of just sitting there and kind of taking whatever's kind of lumped at you. There's always that conversation about, is it on the players to get the fans going, or is it the fans' job to get the players going? You know, the truth is it's a bit of both, and it seems as though the atmosphere yesterday was a big factor in the kind of in the solid, strong performance from a team that's been quite disappointing. Let's talk about Marco Silva then. A lot of different managers over the last few years and a lot of money spent. I'm going to ask you about this Everton side soon, but you know, it's the manager that normally kind of pays the price when it's not working out. And Silva's had some struggles, certainly in the last 6 months after a decent start. What's your summary of Silva so far?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's made mistakes. There's no question about that.
What are those mistakes?
Well, I think not using the squad over Christmas. I think we started the season, it was always going to be a season of, I hate using that word, transition, but he brought in 6 players, and arguably they've been our best 6 players all season, so we've got no issue there. We've got a Frankenstein squad. made up of 5 different managers' players. So that's always going to be an issue when a new manager takes over. Trying to play a certain way, likes to play high press. And that worked really well up until the Anfield derby when Jordan decided to throw one in his net in the 96th minute. And from then, the games came thick and fast. And I think what became evident was he only trusted 13 players, really, 13 or 14 players. And when you're playing, I think we had 9 games in December. Players get tired, and especially if they're playing a high pressing game. I mean, first week in December, Everton were top of the pressing for the highest pressed team in the country, won the ball back the most in the country. And then it dropped off over the next few weeks, notably because there was so many games. So the mistakes he made for me was that he didn't rotate the squad enough.
It's ironic that, isn't it, that he only trusts he only trusts 13 or 14 players, probably because he trusts them to be able to press and deal with that system. But then by doing that, by only trusting those 14, you end up kind of diluting your best tactic.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's no coincidence that they had 17 days off and they've come back looking reinvigorated, that back-to-back clean sheets.
Yeah.
And it took 4 points from 6 because they just look fresh again. So, that's obviously... And we've seen this with Jurgen Klopp with Liverpool. His first 2 seasons, they started off like a train and then had 2 spells in each of the seasons where they won one in 8 or 9 games because they just looked knackered. Yeah. And then when the game slowed down again, they picked up the form again. So I think when you're trying to change your team's ethos, you've got to use your squad as best you can because a high pressing game requires high energy, and if players are tired, quite clearly the quality drops off.
I think one of the things you should be pleased about is obviously, look, playing at home, playing away, 2 massively different things. And often when you play away from home, I was looking at the possession stats for that game. In the first half of that game, it was all Liverpool really, and then second half you got yourselves into it a bit more. In this game, it felt a lot more even. Yeah, okay, Liverpool were on top a bit more, but like you say, in terms of fitness and feeling a bit tired, it was almost Liverpool in the last 10 minutes at least where they were starting to struggle a little bit and didn't really have many answers in terms of trying to go and win the game. It was actually Everton who looked like they were going to go and win it. In terms of the 11, when I look at this Everton squad and team, I'm impressed. There's solid names in there. There's exciting players in there, and it's not that old a squad either. Looking at that Everton side, when your expectations, I would imagine, with the money that you've spent, is to move forward and start to push for that top 6, who out of that starting 11 yesterday do you think is good enough to get to play in a team that finishes top 6?
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because sometimes a couple of players change the whole dynamic of a team. I think the goalkeeper's more than good enough to be in the top 6. I think that our left back Luca Dean's fantastic.
Yeah.
Played at Barcelona. Well, he's been class all season. He's in the top 3 left backs in Europe. I think stats wise, that's not an opinion. Just statistically, there's something like that for chances created. He's been brilliant. And in midfield, you got players like Gylfi Sigurdsson, who's got 11 goals, and Andre Gomez, who came on as a sub, has been really good. He just looks a bit tired. I think the biggest thing, Jay, with us is that 4 or 5 of our starters didn't have any pre-season whatsoever, and that catches up as well. But we're clearly, if you're asking me what we need to move forward, I think we need a centre forward, and they're obviously always the most difficult to get hold of. But put it this way, if we had Romelu Lukaku in this side, and we had him for 4 seasons, if he'd have played in this current side, I don't think we'd have been too far away from being in the top 6 at all.
Right. Because, I mean, that's the reason I asked that is because that is the expectation, isn't it? We all want to exceed our expectations, whatever football team we support. And for Everton, it is that, isn't it? And so that's why I was wondering, say someone like Michael Keane, who's had a tough time at Everton, who I thought was brilliant yesterday. Do you... After a couple of decent results, you always think they're better players after a couple of good results than you think they're dog shit after a couple of bad results. But I'm intrigued. I think Digne is one of those. Watching the game, I've always been impressed with Idrissa Gueye. But I was watching one of your videos recently, and Peb was sort of surprised at the fact that PSG were interested in him. I wonder. That's also why I come back to Marco Silva as well. I wonder. How good is this squad, and then how well managed is it being? Because you have got some names there.
Yeah, but if you're not doing what the manager wants you to do, or you're making silly mistakes, which is what Everton have done. If you go through Everton's results all season, we got destroyed by Spurs at home 6-2 because we were incredibly naive. But other than that, no one's pasted Everton at all.
Right.
We've lost half a dozen games by a single goal. In fact, there might be more. And a lot of the goals have been from set plays, so it's a case of tightening up zonally. But we haven't got enough goals in us. Richarlison's got 10, Gylfi's got 11.
Yeah.
I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got 8.
Yeah.
Then after that, it's Luca Dean's got 2. So it's things like that. So it's a top for me. It's a forward. It's at least one striker. I think Theo Walcott's been a huge disappointment this season.
And he started well, didn't he? I thought he started the season okay. Walcott
Did.
Yeah.
But he dropped off. He's dropped off.
Let's get your opinion on Liverpool then. The game, in terms of Everton, you've said some of the players that you're impressed with. For a team that's trying to go and win the title, who disappointed you on the Liverpool side that you were expecting a bit more from?
Well, I thought Virgil van Dijk was absolutely exceptional. He was immense yesterday. Could have played in a pair of flip-flops. He was outstanding. I thought the keeper was okay. I thought Matip was really poor alongside him. I thought Andy Robertson didn't have a good game, but Trent Alexander-Arnold did. But listen, Liverpool are the top side. They're still, in terms of overall, City are better. In my opinion, I've seen the pair of them in the last 3 weeks at Goodison, and City look much better. But Liverpool are a top quality side. And I suppose if you're asking who disappointed me, and I'm made up they disappointed me, will probably be Mo Salah and Sadio Mane. I thought the pair of them were unusually quiet.
Yeah.
Salah missed 2 good opportunities that he normally takes. But they're so good on the counter-attack. They're so quick. And you've got to have respect for a team like that, And I suppose if you're Jurgen Klopp, you look and think, okay, we've not played as well as we can today and we haven't lost. And that's what they have to take. It's a derby against your rivals. Always tough games. And so for them, it's a point, I'd say it's a point gained and they move on.
Yeah.
They've got very, very winnable games and there'll be more twists in this title race before the end. Yeah,
I think it's a huge case of sort of keep calm and carry on when it comes to Liverpool. Look, there is the story's been put out there and everyone knows it now, is that fans of every other club, it feels like there is that storyline that they, anyone but Liverpool. So if you're a Liverpool fan or a Liverpool player, that's just pressure that's part of it. If you want to win a league, you've got to be able to deal with all of that. And that's that's where you see the difference. Those great Fergie sides, they, after the first one, and the first one is the hardest one because then you can do it and you can sort of stick with it. But that first one is difficult. And Liverpool, you've got to, they were in a decent lead. As good as Man City are, they were in that position and the pressure was put on Liverpool. And look, their away results haven't been amazing. As someone who lives in Liverpool, probably has a little sly smile to themselves when you see a Liverpool fan kind of getting a bit antsy, which is understandable. What are you seeing from Liverpool fans and the whole sort of feeling in that city?
It's a tough one to listen. The pressure is mounting, and that is culpable. You can see it. We share a studio with the Redmen, and they were saying the other day they haven't enjoyed a game all season because of them. And we're like, what? You've lost one game all season. How can you not enjoy it? But it's the pressure. And you know what? I think if Liverpool don't win the league, given the lead they had, it just makes it even worse for them. And I think the thing that may stop them will be their own supporters with the pressure of it. And I can understand it because when something feels so close and yet so far, it makes it more difficult. I think the problem they've got is they know that Manchester City are like a machine. And when you're involved with that, every result then takes on an extra importance, where City have done it, been there, done it, probably a little bit calmer maybe with results. But if you're a Red, you've got to, would any Liverpool fan, honestly, if they were being perfectly honest, and I offered them we offered them a point behind City with 9 games to play to win the league. Every one of them surely would have bit your hand off for it. And I know it's easy to say when you've had a big lead and you've blown it a little bit, but there's 9 games to go.
Yeah.
There's 9 games. Anything can happen. So it's easy for me to sit and go, oh, calm down, lads. I understand it. The pressure is horrible, but...
Yeah, because you want it, don't you? Of course it's going to kind of... You don't want it, you don't. They want it, sorry. Yeah, make that clear. I think a huge thing in this whole thing is, it's not... A lot of people talk about, is it better to be first to play or be second to play? I think it's just what... If you are playing first... It's whoever wins that first game. That's the one for me. Yeah. I think it puts so much pressure on that second game for whoever's playing the second one. So I think there's possibly a slight advantage going first as long as you win. But either way, it can be spun and there is pressure. It's just how you can deal with it. It's not that. What I find interesting is that people kind of going, "There's no pressure. There's no pressure." There is pressure. Just get on with it. That's what I find a bit strange about the whole thing. But anyway, do you think? Final question then. You think Man City will win the league, do you? Or do you think Liverpool win it?
I think Man City will win it. No.
If you were ever going to say Liverpool.
Well, of course. I think City will win it, but I think it'll be... I can see it there being a point in it. I think it'll go right to the wire.
Do you?
Question of... Yeah, but I think when I look at Liverpool, they've got so many good players that they're always going to win games. I just think City have just got... more good players, if that makes sense. I think their options are better than what Liverpool's are, personally. I think if Man City had Van Dijk, I think you'd do well to win a throw-in off them.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool will push them all the way. Yeah, I think it could go to the very last game.
Okay. Well, yeah, if it is by a point, then Baz, you've done your job. Everton have done their job. Happy days for you.
Well, yeah.
Baz, if there are any Everton fans who don't know about Toffee TV and they want some Everton content, where should they go, mate?
YouTube, Toffee TV. Just put it in YouTube. You'll find it. You'll find us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and Ped will be on the morning.
Absolutely. Go subscribe to the guys over there. Subscribe to Ball Street. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you soon.